Hello, 4-Hers and volunteers. My name is Chelsea Woodard, and I'm the 4-H Extension Agent here in Seminole County. And today we're going to be talking about your 4-H project report.
Hello, 4-Hers and volunteers. I'm Karen Henry, the other 4-H agent here in Seminole, and we are going to start with page 1 of the project report. As you'll see on the screen, this is where you give your basic information in terms of your name, your 4-H club, your 4-H age, years of 4-H, and the 4-H year. Also, make sure to include a recent photo of yourself. At the bottom of page 1, you will see that there is an opportunity for you to indicate which projects you are interested in receiving county 4-H awards in. It is here that you list those projects by name as well as the number of years that you have been in the project. Moving on to page 2, you will see a list of instructions that will help you in completing your 4-H project report. At the beginning of your 4-H project, think about what you would like to do this year. In sections 2 and 3, you will complete these throughout the 4-H year as you work on your project. The 4-H project report consists of your 4-H project report sections 1, 2, and 3 completed, project books with a minimum of 6 activities completed, worksheets, or animal record books that you have completed as evidence of your project accomplishments. You'll also want to include project pictures with captions and dates, and the project report, which contains the official 4-H project report folder. Standards of excellence and your club officer books are turned in separately. You want to make sure to complete a project book for each project you complete and submit it with your report. And don't forget, with photos, you want to make sure to take photos throughout the 4-H year, both before, during, and after your 4-H project. You can also include citizenship and leadership activities here. We do recommend that it's no more than 3 pages of pictures, and make sure to include a sentence about what you're doing in each picture. Also on this page, you will notice that there are signatures that are required. You as the member sign off that this was personally prepared by you. You will also gather your parent or guardian signature and your 4-H leader signature before turning in your project report. If there are any special considerations that a judge needs to consider when the report is judged, please indicate this on the form or feel free to call or email the 4-H office. So at the beginning of the 4-H year and as you're beginning your project, we'd like you to take a little bit of time to think about the goals that you would like to accomplish this year. Think about what actions you will need to take to accomplish your goals and list any challenges or limitations that you may face. You will want to list at least one goal for each project you plan to complete this year. And at the end of the year, indicate whether the goal was achieved, yes or no. On the first line, you will see a sample. In this case, the 4-H project is entomology, and the goal is to submit an insect collection in the 2021 4-H Insectathon competition. In order to accomplish this goal, you will need to start collecting insects every weekend and learn how to pen these insects properly. Some of the challenges may be identifying insects to their genus. And at the end of the 4-H year, if this is a goal that you accomplished, you would mark Y for yes.
If you've never seen the life skills wheel, here is a quick snapshot of what it looks like. So as you can see, just like the clover, on here we have our hands, health, head, and heart, and then what those mean. So we have different life skills related to each of these sections. And as you are completing your projects for the year, We hope that you are developing some of these life skills that will help benefit you in the future as an adult. After you've completed your goals on page 3, you're going to move to section 1, where we're going to talk about 4-H life skills. The instructions for this page, you need to complete this at the beginning of the 4-H year or whenever you begin your 4-H project. Using the life skills wheel that we just looked at on page 4, go ahead and select the life skill that you would like to develop along with your 4-H project. Juniors will select 1 life skill, intermediates will select 2 life skills, and seniors must select 3 life skills. And you can choose any of these life skills and relate it in some way to your 4-H project. After you've looked at the life skills wheel and discussed this with either your parent or your 4-H leader, go ahead and list the skills that you would like to develop personally. So for example, life skill 1, someone wanted to develop disease prevention. They want to be able to prevent diseases either for themselves or for others. How are they going to do that, and how does that relate to their 4-H project? You can state, my 4-H project will help me practice disease prevention by making sure that I wash my hands before starting a 4-H cooking project and making sure I do not cross-contaminate my food. So as you can see, the 4-H'er this year, their project is a cooking project, and they are going to try to prevent diseases by using different cutting boards and different knives and practicing disease prevention by not cross-contaminating their food. So again, if you are a junior, you're going to do 1 life skill. If you're an intermediate, you're going to choose 2 life skills to work through. And then if you're a senior, you're going to pick 3 life skills to develop this year. After you've filled this out, you're going to move on to section 2, which you will do throughout the 4-H year.
An important part of being in 4-H is being an active participant. So on section 2, you will notice that there is a place to indicate your meeting attendance. This is the total number of both club and project meetings that you attend each month throughout the 4-H year. Another important aspect of 4-H is for 4-H'ers to share what they have learned in their 4-H projects. And one of the best ways to do this is through demonstrations and exhibits. So in this section, you will list all the public speaking, demonstrations, and exhibits you did in your completed project. You want to try to do at least 1 demonstration and 1 exhibit in each project area. In addition to listing whether it's a demonstration or exhibit and what the event is, you also want to indicate the level of the event, whether it is L, which is local or club, C for county, D for district, state, regional, or national. So in the example on page 6, you'll see that this 4-H'er competed in county events with a demonstration titled How to Hobble a Horse, and it was for the 4-H horse project. Moving to page 7, you will have an opportunity to be able to list leadership within the 4-H program. This is both your leadership positions that you have held, as well as the committees that you have served on, and your particular responsibility. Again, you will want to list which level you participated in with your leadership and committees. In 4-H, we want to give you an opportunity to be able to explore different careers. For the career exploration section, this is an opportunity to be able to list activities that are related to your 4-H project that you completed within the year. This could be an interview, a job shadow, researching job requirements, or field trips. Many times, 4-H projects can be turned into a job or career in the future. This gives an opportunity to be able to explore some of these options while you're in the program. On page 8, you have the opportunity to list 4-H activities and honors. And this is where you'll list all the 4-H activities that you participated in throughout the year, as well as the level of participation, the project area, and the award that was received. You want to make sure to list ribbons, rosettes, medals, trophies, and premiums that you have received from exhibits and shows. You can also list trips or scholarships if they were given to you as an award for something that you did in your completed 4-H projects. In this example, the 4-H'er has competed in the Area East Horse Show, which is a district level activity, and they received a blue ribbon in dressage. We recognize our 4-H'ers are active participants not only in the 4-H organization, but in other organizations, as well as having other hobbies and interests. This is an opportunity for you to list other activities that are unrelated to 4-H that you participated in this year. You want to make sure to indicate your level of participation and also whether there was an award received. This could be school clubs, sports, awards, or hobbies. This is not a section that you necessarily earn points on, but if you are to apply for scholarships and awards when you're a senior 4-H'er, it is useful information to have and that you will need. We are always wanting to share about the wonderful opportunities with the Seminole County 4-H program. And at the bottom of page 9, you have the opportunity to be able to describe how you have promoted or publicized the 4-H program. This could be through news articles, talks in the community, exhibits on 4-H, displays, letters, visits, or even maybe the radio. Any ways that you have promoted the 4-H program may be listed here. Giving back to your community is an important part of the 4-H program. On this page, you have an opportunity to list all of your 4-H community service. This is a way for you to be able to record the hours that you have donated to 4-H and other groups. Please remember that service hours are non-paid hours that you give to benefit others. So you'll have the opportunity to list your 4-H activities, as well as the level that the activity occurred and the number of hours, whether these hours were within 4-H or outside of 4-H.
Moving on to page 11, you will find section 3. This is your 4-H reflection and is to be completed at the end of the 4-H year. Going back to your life skills that you chose beginning of the 4-H year, you're going to write 1 to 2 sentences to explain how your 4-H project helped you develop these skills. So looking back at our example from section 1, we had our 4-H member choose disease prevention. And at the end of the year, they were able to say that my 4-H project helped me practice disease prevention by using different cutting boards for meat and vegetables. This helped me prevent cross-contamination. So since you chose your life skill at the beginning of the year, now you're going to tell us how exactly your 4-H project helped you develop or sharpen that life skill. And moving on to page 12, you are going to find your 4-H story. This is where you write about your full 4-H experience from the current 4-H year. Please make sure to use complete sentences. And if you need to attach another page Or if you would like to type it out and attach it to this document, you may do so. Make sure that in your 4-H story, you include 4-H activities that you participated in throughout the year, at least one paragraph about your 4-H project. If you had more than one 4-H project that you completed this year, please write one paragraph for each 4-H project. Make sure to include any special events, activities, or field trips that you participated in. And then, of course, make sure that you also add in the life skills that you developed. So take your explanations that you created on page 11 that you wrote up here and add it into your 4-H story. So we get the full story of your 4-H year and all the experiences that you had. On page 13, you'll see that you have a continued page. And then down below, we have the date for when your project reports are due to the 4-H office. So this year it's June 30th, 2021. And then make sure to complete your project that you have your leader and your parents sign off, and make sure that you go back and indicate whether you achieved your goals on page 3. If you'd like to see how you're going to be judged on your project report, you can take a look at the judging sheet that's attached and see that each section is worth so many points. So it's important that you take care to write a good 4-H reflection, that you add in your project books with your completed activities for each book or your record book, and you add in your pictures as well. Ms. Karen, for the extra points, what are some items that 4-Hers could also add into their report?
If you have certificates that you received, or maybe additional pictures of how you engaged in 4-H, these are a couple of examples of extra items that you can include in the back of your report.
And that concludes our training on the 4-H project report. If you have any questions, please contact either myself or Ms. Karen. And please remember that your 4-H project report is your responsibility, not your parents or your club leader's responsibility, and they are due to the office by June 30th. If you have any questions, please give us a call.